Welcome to Tov Jewish News Channel. With us today is Moshik Kovarsky, a high-tech entrepreneur. So, Moshik, recently Elon Musk has been a hot topic in Israel. Everybody has been talking about him, and people cannot understand some of the remarks that he has made on Twitter and off Twitter about Israel and about Jews in general. And would you help us clarify what is
Sure.
Musk's stance on Israel and this whole issue, who he really is?
Sure. So first of all, we have to understand that Elon Musk is probably one of the brightest entrepreneurs in the 21st century, probably the brightest. People equate him to Steve Jobs, which revolutionized the world with the iPhone, but he actually branched into many areas which people don't know about. He has a lot of ventures. For example, a special venture for digging tunnels, special tunnels in a very high speed for transportation, a mass transit system, SpaceX that everybody knows about, Tesla, of course, the AI, the open AI venture, and recently the social network X. And until he acquired X, he was the darling of the industry. There were a few hiccups with the stocks and stuff, but in general, he was favored by a lot of people, and he was considered to be somewhat left of center on the progressive scale. But then he bought Twitter at the time, which he changed the name to X, rebranded it. And the thing that brought on him the ire of the left was the fact that he discovered that Twitter actually was had a censorship operation, which some people claimed caused Donald Trump to lose the election in 2020 because they shut down his account soon after the election. But more importantly, they censored some of the news about the Hunter Biden laptop, and they actually shut down the Washington Post Twitter account just before the election. Sorry, the New York Post before the election, and that's that's why when he came, he decided to clean up Twitter, to clean up X, and to take off the censorship. And when he did that, he brought on himself a big feud with the Anti-Defamation League, the ADL, which is, of course, a very important Jewish organization, which claimed that because of this operation, there will be much more anti-Semitism on X. Now, it's a subject for debate how much the owner of social media can control the contents that regular users put on it. You know, we know about TikTok owned by China, a Chinese apparatus, and they published a lot of stuff unfiltered. So, is it really the right thing for a big brother to monitor every post or tweet on the X and to filter it? Uh, Musk says that he does have an operation for filtering. They take down things that call for violence or for physical harm, but not every opinion that's being heard. In any case, after that, he went into a long feud with the ADL when he decided to reinstate Donald Trump's Twitter account. And this feud has become the basis for the fact that people say, or not a fact, for the rumor that Musk has gone to anti-Semitism. Now, he of course denies it, and he has actually was quite favorable for Israel. We see here the picture of his recent visit, but even before that, people remember it looks like light years ago when Netanyahu visited the United States just before the war. He met with Elon Musk in a very publicized meeting in California, and it was on Space on X. People listened to it and they discussed AI and other topics. At the time, it seemed like the hottest thing for us before we got engaged in the war. So obviously, he has affinity for Israel. One can say that he doesn't always understand the big picture, and that's why it was so important that he came here and saw everything firsthand, visited the place, saw the horror movie that was screened to him, and talked with a lot of people, not just Netanyahu, but people from Gantz and President Herzog, and basically became very sympathetic to Israel. And he said the obvious truth, which is the 1, 2, 3 steps for the Gaza Strip, and is to First of all, eliminate the bad guys, the people who kill civilians, especially Jews. That is Hamas, of course, and the allies. Second, change the education so the children that are grown up will not be educated on hate. And then and only then cause the area to be more prosperous and not put everything on its head and create a state which will obviously be a terror state.
Well,
So in
Moshik,
this
let me
respect,
interject, please, for a second,
Mhm.
because many of the things that you said are true, right? But there was a couple of remarks, not only on Israel, but also about Jews. How would you describe that, and what would
right,
you,
I was getting to it.
what
Yes.
would be the reason for that?
Right. So we need to understand it in the context of the battle that rages on in the United States against progressive values, the wokeism, as they call it. And there's basically the nation is split in half. People who support these values, and that goes to many areas like uh, trans rights and weapons and everything, and the way to address people and
Feminism, yeah.
joint bathrooms, etc. And Musk has definitely moved to the right on these issues. So he is more to the right on this. And in this respect, he said that in many cases, Jewish communities are support. He actually echoed a tweet of somebody else that said that Jewish communities support uh, immigrants coming in an uncontrolled way. And there's some truth to a lot of things. For example, we know about Black Lives Matters, for example, which is very, very anti-Israel, virulent anti-Israel group, especially now. And they were heralded by a lot of Jewish organizations. Jews have history of supporting the black fight for rights, for equal rights. But Black Lives Matters, they're not nice people, definitely not to Israel. So on this respect, he went into a collision course with the Jewish organization by supporting this tweet. He then went on to clarify it. He said he didn't mean all Jews, of course. But as I said, he sometimes, fires from the hip and doesn't always think about the consequences of what he said. But I wouldn't say that this defines him to be anti-Jewish, anti-Semite, definitely not anti-Israel. It's kind of like this feud with the Jewish organization, like a collateral damage for his main fight, and that is the fight to make America more conservative, less progressive.
Moshik, I want to ask you another question. So, after the remarks, the controversial remarks that Musk has made on Israel and Jews, you have many media organizations, like, for example, the 14th channel in Israel, that have come out strongly against him and have said some, provocative things. How would you see that affecting Israel? And do you think it's bad for Israel, or is Israel protecting itself and actually strongly, expressing itself against Elon Musk? It's a bad thing.
I think it's unwise. I saw this and it actually infuriated me because it lacks context. If you define everything the way I try to do it in this short video and to explain where it's coming from, then the picture becomes clearer. You cannot just take one little piece and hang on it like it's the main thing. I think you won't find in these channels criticism, for example, on George Soros, which is another Jew, which is one of the nemesis of Elon Musk, and he is behind a lot of the initiatives which are making our lives miserable in the world. So when Elon Musk attacked Soros for his activities, people said, he attacked Soros, he's a Jew. So that's why it's an anti-Semite. Of course, this is, not really holds water, because you can say that if you, for example, just to make it absurd, if you attack Netanyahu, that doesn't make you an anti-Semite. So the same thing. I mean, people are picking, just a certain piece of the puzzle, and they think that they see the whole picture. And besides that, Musk, again, we have to understand he is the richest man in the world. He is one of the smartest people in the world, if not the smartest. and he has potential to bring tons of business and cooperation to Israel and to the region, which attacking him foolishly doesn't help.
So, for the end of our interview, would you say that Jews attacking, some known personalities from the world and accusing them for being anti-Semitic baselessly is hurting Israel and hurting our fight, for recognition in the world?
I'm not against criticism, but it has to be constructive criticism, and I'm sure Musk would listen. By the way, for example, an interesting incident lately, Musk said that he will ban from Twitter anyone who is calling from the famous slogan, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free," because it's a genocidal slogan. And he got on this a compliment from no other than Jonathan Greenblatt, the chairman of the ADL, which says this is a move in the right direction. So kind of trying to bury the hatchet with Elon Musk. So hopefully, I really hope that they will make peace and will stop fighting about these things, because in many ways, for example, Israel, they see eye to eye.
Moshik, it has been a pleasure to talk to you. Was with us
Thank you.
Moshik Kovarsky, a high-tech entrepreneur. And thank you for watching. For all the viewers, please subscribe to us on all of our social platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and all of the other social platforms. Have a great day.